And we're live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Thank you for coming over to the DFS 5-Pack Backup channel. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you're over here for the first time. We'll be doing some videos over here the next couple of days. We'll be back live and up on the main channel once the 1 week ban is over. That'll be on Saturday, but we'll have a couple videos up here sporadically, so please do hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about today's monster DFS slate. Maybe not monster. I was more thinking last night had a monster plays. There's still some good ones on this one, though.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how monster it's going to be yet, but there's some damn good plays on it, no doubt.
Got some guys I'm excited about today, and I'm often one of the number one preachers about don't over evaluate ownership percentage. Play who you like. You'll be different naturally just based on who you like if you're trying to switch it up in GPPs. Today, however, we got a couple lower owned guys to talk about, including the cover boy right here, and I think there's some good ways to be different on the slate.
Agreed.
All right, guys. So let's bring up our new partner, Jazz Sports. That is www.jazzsports.ag, guys. We are partnering up with them to talk a little sports betting. I got on here a little earlier this morning and talked about some guys that I like tonight. Not guys, but plays that I like tonight. We talked that over a little bit. And you agreed with me that you find the Raptors to be live in this one, that you definitely give them a shot to beat the Bucks tonight. Not saying it's going to happen, but they're an underdog for a reason, but definitely give them an opportunity to win.
No doubt about it.
All right, guys. So the 5-Pack promo code is 5-Pack. Put it in there. Anybody who's a first-time depositor today can earn a free month of the 5-Pack per $100. So make a $200 deposit, get yourself 2 free months. Screenshot that. Hit me up with it. Put in the 5-Pack down there at the promotional code. Why play on Jazz? Over 20 years of being in service. Low rollover bonus. Watch your favorite games live through Jazz TV. Easy payout options. We've had customers already get money out of there, so the process went very, very smooth. 150% free play bonus. A lot of things to like. And don't forget, guys, today is 2 for Tuesday here at the 5-Pack, which means buy a day pass, get tomorrow on the house.
Let's get it.
All right, guys. So I'm going to bring up a little bit of an unknown player to a lot of you guys. He is a little bit new to the league, only been around for about 16 years right now or something like that. He goes by the name of, I think his nickname is the King, LeBron James. Does he sound familiar to you?
Yeah. Tell me more.
Okay. Well, he played in Cleveland. I thought because you're from there that maybe you know who he is.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've heard.
Okay. All right. So early in the day, I got him down as a cash lock. There's a lot of big stud players on this slate that, for my money, are in a good spot. But he's coming in as the early day favorite for the highest ownership projections. Now, we will monitor that as the day goes, and if that changes and you want to change it up, I completely understand. But there's a lot of reasons to think he's just a good logical play today. One, there's no Anthony Davis, and it's not just tonight. Anthony Davis is out for a while. This is LeBron's team right now. Not that it isn't normally, but really this is an opportunity for him to take over. I don't try to read a lot into things like this early in the season, but I do think there is a small part of LeBron James who hasn't won the MVP in, 7 years now? Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, that seems like it's been forever.
So, this is a great time, and the media is bringing it up already. This is an opportunity for LeBron to showcase that he is still the greatest player in basketball, to earn that MVP award while Anthony Davis is out. So I don't think that hurts. If you don't want to read too much into it, I don't, but I definitely don't think that hurts. I love that you can play him at small forward. As normal, guess what? Guard is loaded. So the opportunity to play him at small forward is huge right here. And I'm going to bring this one down to you and drop a little more unknown information on you guys. Minnesota stinks. They're terrible. They don't play defense worth a darn. LeBron should be able to do what he wants at will tonight. So for cash games, he's the stud I am looking at early in the day. But I will make a caveat to that. If you like Harden, Jokic, Dame, I'm missing one of them, Giannis, you like any of these guys tonight, man, I understand why you like them. But I think early in the day for a cash game, I'm going to have LeBron as my stud of choice.
I get it, man. In a great spot against Minnesota, who we love to pick on. They turn the ball over a ton. No Anthony Davis. Priced really affordably at 10-1. He makes a lot of sense, not just in cash games, but in all formats if you like him here.
Agreed. All right, next up. So we barely touched on this young man on the members only video, but at the end, it seemed like he had kind of moved his way up your priority list. And the more I thought about it, the more I like it. This is Jamal Murray, point guard of the Denver Nuggets. So everybody knows the Nuggets are shorthanded tonight. But while everybody rushes to Michael Porter Jr. and Jokic and some of these fill-in guys, What about Jamal Murray, who's coming off back-to-back good games?
Yeah, I think he's kind of the forgotten guy, and he, arguably could get the biggest benefit of all those guys being out. I think that, you mentioned it when we first started breaking this down on the members only video. This game's going to be competitive. It's like a 2-point spread, two relatively even teams, both teams looking for big statement wins in Boston. So you give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, even though they don't look good right now, facing a shorthanded Nuggets team. I love the idea of getting that playoff Murray, that bubble Murray tonight. We don't see it a ton when it's the regular season, but this is a great spot for it. In Boston for the only time this year with, shorthanded roster in a game that we expect to be close. We know Murray has upside at this price. He's not going to show it every game, but he's got 50 plus upside, assuming all the things we just talked about stay true. And again, I do think he is the forgotten man out of all these Nuggets.
Early day projections have him as coming in real low owned. And while everybody, and we've talked about this at length over years, everybody rushes to the fill-in guys. Well, guess what? Just because Paul Millsap is out doesn't mean other players are going to play well. They are very capable of playing two-man basketball, as we saw the entire bubble as they went toe-to-toe with the best teams, which is just Murray and Jokic running pick and roll. They're their two best players by such a distant margin. There is no reason to think that they can't just really be the guys who do almost everything tonight.
Especially in a big game like this in Boston. Yeah, for sure.
All right, next up, one of our favorite plays of the day, Devin Booker. So my number one thing I like about this, well, one, I think everybody who knows this show knows I'm a huge Devin Booker fan. I think this is one of the best scorers in the game. I think he's got, game for weeks, and I think this is a great spot for him. But we've seen the assertive and aggressive Devin Booker over the last 5 games, dropping over 40 DK points. Finally stopped saying, like, you know what, I'm going to stop passing it to Ayton. I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to take over this game. And do you want to know the best part about that? The Suns have won all those games. This is not that mantra of like, oh, you're taking over the game and we're not winning. We are winning. We are winning by you playing this way. We've won 5 games in a row against some good teams. So against a Brooklyn team who is absolutely vibing on the offensive end right now. And when Brooklyn vibes like this offensively, nobody's stopping them. So despite the fact the Suns are a good defensive team now, I don't think they're going to slow down the Nets tonight. I think this is going to be an offensive shootout. I think Booker is going to have himself a night. And I think of this as a get-up spot for him. And he is currently projected for about 1% ownership.
Definitely a get-up spot for him. Anytime you get Brooklyn facing anyone, it's a get-up spot after the whole James Harden fiasco and already having KD and Kyrie. Again, only time Brooklyn comes there all year. Booker has been playing really well. We both like Booker a lot. He's going to be basically unowned. I mean, Phoenix is in a fantastic spot here against Brooklyn on the heels of a high-scoring game last night in Sacramento. I like Booker quite a bit here. He looks like a guy we both obviously we're bringing him up as our mutual favorite play, but I think he looks really good in any format.
Yeah, man. If you're telling me like maybe the 1% is low, but
sure,
when I see like a projected ownership that low, it just tells me he's not getting a lot of love from the world right now or the industry, and that probably isn't going to change throughout the day. Not that it matters, but I was flipping through Instagram before I got here, and it was showing Devin Booker doing something to Ben Simmons in the game, and didn't they all share some Kardashian girl? Wasn't Harden in on that too?
Yeah, I think I don't know if Harden was in on that, but yeah, Kylie Jenner, pretty sure.
Okay, well, I swear Harden dated one of them. I don't know. Not that it necessarily matters tonight, since they've probably been with half the guys in the NBA. It seems like at this point, at least the good players. But I mean, if you're looking for like that extra little reason, I just saw that on Instagram before we got on here. That Devin Booker said something in the comments below. Well, you could tell this one is personal based on girls or whatever. So it made me crack me up. I thought it was worth bringing up.
That's hilarious.
Somebody please correct me. I am not up on pop culture in the slightest. If I'm wrong and I don't got that one right. All right, next up, we're going to move over to long shots for the day. So we'll talk about Darius Bazley. We talked about Oklahoma City for a while on the members only video. They are now priced up because they've had a lot of shorthanded days. It's another one tonight. They're missing, Shai is by far their best player, and he's not out there tonight. So we all know that. But they are priced up. Bazley, however, who we like as a player, has been very erratic. He went into a major shooting slump there. Over a 3-game period, he shot the ball only 13 out of 45, which is, well under 30% or well under 35%. Then he went 8 for 13 last game. The 8 didn't show up. I have an older keyboard. It didn't work, but he was 8 of 13 against Milwaukee the other day. Started playing a little bit better after an extended shooting slump. Everybody likes to match up with the Portland Trailblazers. They're just not very good at team defense. They don't have any rim protection. You got Damian Lillard, who's an offensive superstar, but not much defensively. They got a couple of decent individual defenders in Derrick Jones Jr., but they play poor team defense. And I want to give a shout out of just major respect to this Oklahoma City team. Despite the fact they've been shorthanded and are not that talented to begin with, I love a team like this that just plays better than they are on a daily basis. So I give them credit to make this a game tonight. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I just need it to be a competitive game for 4 quarters.
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely give OKC credit right now. At least they're in one of their hot streaks. They're playing competitive every game. They just beat Milwaukee, so no doubt got to give them credit. They're all priced up, so I'm not looking at any of them. But Beasley was the guy I was looking at. It's kind of a wild card. I think people are hesitant to go here over 6K. He's got big upside in a spot like this. I mean, we know that when his shot is falling, he can kind of do a little bit of everything. So I get it for sure. If I were to roster one OKC guy, it might be Beasley here.
We like his talent. Now he's young. He's erratic. He doesn't look good every single day, no doubt about it. But that's why he's, long shot, not cash game lock. I think he could get you 45 tonight. I also think he could get you 12. Well, maybe not 12, maybe 18, which would be an utter disappointment still. So it's not a safest play on the book, but that's why we're in the long shot category and not talking about locks. So speaking of guys, you mentioned Robert Williams as your long shot of the day. The more I think about it, man, I don't think he's a long shot to play well tonight. I think he does play well tonight. You need big men against Jokic.
You need big men against Jokic. He is the prototypical big man that walks into
DFS. Might be on mute.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
All right, you back now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear. I was just saying, Williams probably won't get a ton of love unless he enters the starting lineup. But with no Thies tonight, I actually don't even think of him as a long shot anymore. I think he's a good play because I think they're going to need big men against Jokic. And need 13 minutes of Robert Williams to make some version of a floor here?
Yeah, for me, he is the prototypical big man that walks into DFS points. They're going to need him here. Again, I think if he gets 15, 20 minutes a run, he could put up easily 20-plus DK points. He's got 10x upside here, depending on how much run he gets. Again, he is not that great of an NBA player yet, but he's a very good DFS player because he does what DK rewards. He blocks shots. He rebounds.
Aggressive.
He's very aggressive inside, sometimes too aggressive. Foul trouble can often hurt him. But at 3,100, the risk is so minimal. And unlike some of these other, 3K, 3,100 guys that, you're hoping to play big minutes and, barely touch the ball. And even if they play 30 minutes, they're still probably not getting over 25 DK points. If Williams plays 30 minutes here, I mean, he's like 10Xing. That's how I feel about it.
So I think the most idealistic what's going to happen here is you're going to see Thompson start at center. Then you're going to have Kemba, Brown, Tatum, and then probably an Ojale in there for the starting lineup. I do think there's a small chance Robert Williams starts, but it's real small. If that were the case, he would become chalk. But that is not the likely scenario. I think the most likely scenario is he's coming off the bench. But Tristan Thompson, he is a smaller center. He might struggle a little bit against Jokic. You can't go small against Denver because Nicole will just absolutely eat you apart. So he's required to play today. Sometimes if you were playing a Golden State tonight, where Draymond Green's their biggest player, you could then roll small, right? You could play Thompson for 20 to 25 minutes and then maybe run like Tatum and Ojale as your biggest players out there. That's a really difficult situation to get into against the Denver Nuggets, who have one of the best, if not the best center in the league. So you're going to need some big men in there. I think you probably see at least 10 minutes of Robert Williams, but foul trouble, he plays well. I don't think 20, 25 minutes is completely unrealistic. And if that's the situation, this guy is a point per minute player.
No doubt about it. So glad we see this eye to eye and, hoping that his ownership kind of stays down throughout the day. But I'm with you. If he's starting or we get news, he's going to play big minutes off the bench. He's going to become popular. Either way, as of right now, he's a long shot. He's 3,100 and not getting a ton of love.
Yeah, long shot by ownership. I actually don't think of him as a long shot to play well here. I think he will play well. And you don't need much out of Robert Williams at 3,100. You don't need much in the way of minutes. It is nice to have guys who could legitimately roll into 15 DK points by only playing 10 minutes. And if you get more minutes, hey, bring me more points too.
For shizzle.
All right, guys, that's what we got for today. Thank you very much for watching the DFS 5-pack. Thank you for coming over to the backup channel. Make sure to subscribe to this one because we'll drop some occasional information over here as well. Have yourselves a great Tuesday, the 16th of February, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.